Yeah, you can read the minutes, and then we'll talk about. And we have, and it's already sick today. Her daughter's sick, so right now, there's 13 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's what I'm waiting to see who's on there.
So you have to have more than half, right, for majority.
Yeah. Angie's on.
You guys will have a motion on top. Andy?
No.
I don't think I would give Mick Jagger any justice if I.
Oh, yeah, no. Don't ruin it.
I mean, morning, Mr. Bench. We did a lot of confidence in my ability. That's not a big part of you guys. Yeah, he was in he was here group the other day. I was working at Portable, right? Yeah. To get to the person. All right. So, we need a line that now would give us 7 of 13. Right?
Oh, yeah.
That is out. And her daughter's sick. Oh, I cannot. You know what? Let me text you.
They're not even moving. It's 2 are watching. I put in the chat for those logging online to type your name and who your navigator is. We have Crystal Hernandez online. Good morning. Yeah, feel good.
action to do.
We got Mr. Diaz.
Oh, good.
Anybody else?
I have these.
We need the social worker for the evaluation. It's probably gonna be with the parent here.
All right, guys. Well, listen, we are gonna get,
It's for the whole event.
we're gonna get going, okay? Everybody, we have a bit of a skeleton crew here today, but we do have 7 of our 13 members, which gives us one more than half, which is majority, which means we're ready to go. All right, so good morning. We have today's meeting, we have 2 meetings left after this. So I know that Zaddy, Ms. Gote, our school registrar, does a really good job of reaching out to all these like official school advisory council committee members, and so we're really going to try to rally to try to get as many people here for the last 2 meetings as possible. I was just telling Torres that before we started that we've seen our attendance drop off a little bit, but we thank you for everybody who's here every month. So all right, so listen, I have a couple things to talk about, but before we do that, let's officially call this meeting to order. So I'm going to motion that we call the meeting to order. All right, perfect. Anybody opposed? We're good to go. All right, Ms. Bletchinger, as usual. Thank you, Ms. Kao, for filling in last month. Bletchinger, you want to run the minutes back?
Mr. Knapp, share information about the two-way dual language.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Super sure that we feel comfortable starting the dual language program in pre-kindergarten with 10 English-speaking students and 10 Spanish-speaking students. Kindergarten will run half day in 2 different languages, half and half. The program runs all the way through high school if students' parents choose to complete the program. Mr. Knapp has noted that it's VPK and not pre-K. The proficiency data for students in the program was, the students in this program are first come, first serve. So they do not have to be zoned for our school. Then you guys shared that you need to continue to learn more about the program and to be fully committed. Mr. Knapp has recognized the Teacher of the Year and Support Person of the Year of our school, Mrs. Cahow and Mrs. Gotay. Ms. Torres shared that we have a budget to spend. Mr. Knapp would like to see the front stairs. Mr. Knapp and Mrs. Bletchinger would like to see the front stairs updated. Campus beautification with multiplication, facts, locals, vocabulary, etc. Mr. Knapp's motion to spend $2,000 allocated towards teachers' grant funds. Mr. Bench second that motion. The SAC committee approved the motion. Torres will send information. Torres shared the PTA update with upcoming dates for events. Ms. Cartaya suggested that PTA could spread the events out to help with the cost of the events. Torres and Knapp suggested reaching out to PTA Pro. And the meeting was ended.
Perfect. All right, can I get a motion to approve the minutes? Actually, no, back up. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns about the minutes?
Did I read them too fast? I did forget a fact that
Wow.
The
Thank you for
committee-
your honesty.
the committee decided to increase the grant amount for to 175. So that's good. That's it. I read everything.
Everybody feeling good about the minutes?
Yes.
All right, so I will motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Second, we all approve?
Yay.
All right, great. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm only gonna spend just a couple minutes running through some principal update pieces. And it's just, I didn't think that I had a ton of stuff to share with everybody today. But I wanted to make sure that this was good with the work. So last meeting, we talked about testing. Ms. Zupa went through the testing dates in detail. So what I want to do is, just so we can kind of make this even more public, is that Ms. Zupa is our testing coordinator. She does a fantastic job. She's extremely organized. And then because we went through the dates and a lot of the information is posted on the district websites, also going to be posted on the school website. I'm not going to go through that information again. I will just say that if you do have questions, please first reach out to Ms. Zupa because she is our testing expert and there are things about testing that she knows that I don't know. So yeah, please reach out to Zupa. You can, you know what, is this guy? Can we put Zupa's email below testing, her email address?
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. All right, moving on, I'm gonna keep flying, you guys slow me down if I need to. PTA recruitment, so, you know, one of the things that was a staple when I first got here a couple of years ago was the amazing PTA, right? It's an association that is supposed to be like a body of parents, community members, and staff, right? Parent-teacher association. It's not limited to just teachers. Well, we're like in the midst of an interesting like paradigm shift in that we have Ms. Hutchinson, who's been she's been the president for 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah. So so her son Gavin is going to be moving on to middle school next year, and she's gonna, you know, and rightly so, bow out from Endeavor PTA after many years of service. And man, we are probably as needy of like PTA membership or leadership, I should say, as we've ever been. So, because right now as it stands, we don't know that we'll even have like a board, like a PTA board next year. Now, these ladies do an amazing job, right? I talk about this at every chance I get. Like we have probably 5 or 6, and I say ladies because it's all these ladies. 5 or 6 ladies who do 95%, and maybe that's an underestimate too, but like 95% of everything. They're amazing, they're hard workers, they plan the events, fall festival, the father event or the son event, the daughter dance, all these things. So, well, my thought would be, and I, you know, I'm careful to get too involved in PTA, but like, is to have a structure in which it's not just like 5 or 6 people doing everything, and that it's more like committee based, right? Like, you know, you 4 PTA members are in charge of fall festival, right? And then you 3 over here are in charge of the sun event, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that way it's not the same group of people doing everything all the time. So something I really want to explore, like I really asked Ms. Shafi, she's fantastic too, but she's got some like professional obligations that are really going to limit her next year. And so I've asked her to kind of help us market like a campaign to kind of revamp PTA, not because it needs to be revamped, but because there's a need for it. So that's where we're at. So just so everybody knows, like, just because you're a PTA president or a PTA whatever, like doesn't mean that you have to spend every waking hour up here. That shouldn't be it, right? That's probably why nobody wants to do it right now, is because they absolutely bust their tails every day. So, so more information to come about that. Like I'm gonna start creating some interest and having some focus groups just about what PTA would look like. So, okay. Tori, anything to add about PTA?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So then, moving on. So the update on the stairs decals. Last meeting, we talked about some of the money that we had available in the SAC line item on our budget. I don't remember the exact dollar amount, but man. So literally after our meeting, good morning, Ms. Weeks. I met with the district's client liaison. So this is a person who works for Orange County Public Schools, who basically just liaises between the schools and a vendor, right? And so I met with him. He came out. I told him what like our idea was. Literally yesterday, a vendor came out. I met with the vendor and explained to me what they could do or what they would want to do. So here's where we're at, right? So he explained that like the most he thought the best process would be is they have like this super heavy duty, in his words, vinyl like tacky material, like almost like a cricket, but very heavy duty. So it would be like a decal that would go on the front of the steps. And I said, well, so my concern about that is that like longevity, right? Like we don't want to invest a couple $1,000 and then, this thing looks like junk in 2 years or 5 years. We want something that's that has some sustainability. So he was totally understanding of that, and he said, here's what I want to do. He goes, I'd like to come out, put just a couple like mock-ups, like at the top of the stairs and at the bottom of the stairs, and just leave them for the rest of the school year and just see how they wear. And it's not going to cost the same thing. And it would also give us an opportunity to kind of visualize what it would look like. So, so I think that if we are obviously like a little bit of a time crunch, but this is something that I think that he's like, we can print anything we want on these vinyl strips. So it could be multiplication factors, it could be names, it could be anything. It could be images. So, knowing that they're only going to be like maybe 4 inches tall by the width of the stairs. So that was another cool piece too. He wouldn't put an individual piece on each step. It would run the entire width of the stairs. That way you would have less opportunities to pick and pull at it. It was a really good conversation. So, so we're going to get those up. He said he'd be out here ASAP to put those mock-ups on there. And give us a good opportunity to just kind of see what it looks like and how like robust it really is, and see if it's something we're investing in. Because maybe we're not. Maybe we realize that it's not something we're interested in investing our money in once we get a chance to look at it. So.
What was the cost for that?
Yeah, so he was leery to give me a ballpark figure. I'm like, listen, I need to know if this is a $2,000 project or a $10,000 project. He said he felt like it was between $1,500 and $2,000. Which is actually more economical than I anticipated. So that's from all the way to the bottom. I think it was like 26 steps from top to bottom, which I had never counted. So, okay. Any questions about that? So like, I think once we actually see them up there, then we can decide what we want, whether it's facts, like information facts, vocabulary words, book titles.
SEL.
Yeah, SEL, like just motivational quotes, like whatever. Like we can do, he said he can literally put whatever we want. So, all right, I'm gonna keep moving because I know that we're running a little low on time and we got to hear from Ms. Hitchens today. So, okay, so the budget, so our budget for the 23-24 school year, which is weird to hear it sound like that, was released to me last Monday. After school, we got back from spring break. So I've got it just about crunched out, I think, like the initial draft. So then what I want to do is I present the draft to my boss today at 11:30. And then I want to come back and I want to get some input from staff members to see where we're spending money and they have an understanding of it. And then we want to present that final draft, the finalized budget to the school advisory committee. I don't know. Anyways, at our next meeting, right? And then I can explain where our money's going. And then people have questions because again, that's still a fluid process. All right, and I just have 2 things left. Mr. Aldo, man, was honored last night, right? Last week. Last week? Why did I think it was last night? So she was honored last week. We talked about it really quick. Torres brought it up in our last SAC meeting that she was going to be recognized at the Orlando Magic game for, and she was recognized by one of our parents. One of our parents, a student in her class, had recognized her as a champion of inclusion for Down syndrome students, and this specifically in this foundation here in Florida. If you don't know Mr. Aldo, you might not. And she is like one of those ladies, her picture's up there, who's like broken the mold, right? She's taught in an ESE, like an intensive unit, right, with a very select group of students for like 17 years. Like that just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen anywhere. Like usually the burnout rate is like 4 or 5 years. Maybe a teacher will make it in a unit, and she's still there. She's doing a great job. Miss Wood too, so like this close behind Miss Wood's been there for a long time too. So well deserving. Mr. Aldo's fantastic lady. We're very proud of her. I'm very thankful that the parents recognized her. So the last thing I'll say too is this is not on the agenda. I apologize. Is man, last week we had a chance, last Thursday I had a chance to give school board member Farran a tour of the school as she's newly elected school board member for District 5. District 3, District 5. Our district, I think it's District, I can't remember. Wow. It is 3, right? Yeah. So she came out. This is just a scheduled visit for her to come meet me, meet some of our staff members, and see this amazing school. And she was absolutely blown away. Like just by the sheer facade, our kids are amazing walking through the halls. Teachers are working hard. So it was just a great visit. She was very impressed, and yeah, that was the first time I've met her. I don't live in Orange County, so I'm not very involved in Orange County politics, but she seems supportive of schools, so that's all that matters to me. So. All right, guys, that's all I have. Any questions for me? Comments, concerns? All right, thank you.
So we discussed last week with our school improvement plan, we had voted to bring back SAC grants for staff members to apply for. And we did have a proposal come in for our meeting today, just one proposal, which can be found on the back of your agenda for Miss Hitches, who's here to present about what she would like to purchase for her classroom.
So, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for
Good morning.
giving me the opportunity to have this event. Basically, it's just a program called MobiMax, which some of you are familiar with it. Our children can work on it. The problem is that I don't have access to the reports to see where the kids are. And it's a program that targets those skills that students are missing to help them achieve their learning gains, which is part of the school improvement plan. And, you know, obviously we know that students learn in different ways, and this would be a good way for kids to have differentiated learning, to make sure that, you know, we target those missing points where they're missing those skills and have assessments as well. So the program is for all subjects, it's $29.99. If you choose one subject, I know that our focus is in math, it's $14.99. And that's basically it. I mean, we can go into the link. I don't know if we need to, but it shows you a little bit about what it is and what it's about. And I've used it in the past, so it's pretty good. That's basically it.
Would you be planning on using it for one subject or many?
So I target reading and math. However, my lessons can also be incorporated with science for reading. So I do basically all subjects.
Is the subscription such that you would be paying for 12 months or just the months where you're in session?
You know, I believe it's all months. The whole year, yeah.
Can you stop it at the end of the year and then pick it back up again?
That would be something to look into. I don't know.
Because at this point, you missed 2 months.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, I don't know. That was what I was offered.
Say what now? What were you saying, Hitches?
He was asking if it was the whole year, and I'm assuming it is.
They say like per month though, don't they?
Yeah, it says a month.
A month.
All
So
subjects.
the question is like, could she stop it at the end of May and then pick it back up in September, or I guess August? Or do they have to pay for the months that nobody's going to be using?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. I know that MobiMax, so I'll just give you a little bit of background on what I know about it, is a program that has been used in the district for quite a while. I imagine some of you guys have used it in your class in the past. Ms. Hitches, why don't you speak really quickly just about like what you're like, because you're a teacher. Well, your dynamic's a little bit different, right? So like, not even you talk about the students specifically, but like, what does a classroom look like for you?
Okay, so what I do is I basically pull a few kids from each grade level, and I see all kids from K through.
Good morning, Ms. Hitches. Ms. Hitches, can you please come to the front office, Ms. Hitches?
Okay.
There's a meeting for Michael this month.
Oh, yeah, have a
Was it?
meeting. It's already 8? Oh, yeah, have a meeting.
right, we'll just go ahead and finish. You can finish your spiel.
Yeah. I'm sorry. So it was, I see kids from K through 5, and I target the skills, the goals that we're working on to make sure that, they're doing well within those subjects where it's reading or math. So basically, I just, work with them in reading and math. And again, if they need help with science, I incorporate that depending on what their goal is for the year.
I have a question.
Sure.
Could she get that grant and start it next year, or no? It would have to be immediate to get
Yeah,
the
I
most
wanna
bang
start
for
it
the
now.
buck. Oh, you wouldn't start it now?
No, we can start it in September, or is it to
Because that
start
was the
now?
concern of Mr. Benjamin.
It's to start now, yes.
Oh, it's to
Yeah,
start
so
now. I
we
thought
can
it was
see
to
some of the
start
dividends, but listen, this is this one's kind of unique, like,
Yeah,
probably haven't seen one like this yet.
Yeah.
Like a monthly subscription, I'm very interested. But I think that my thought would be to use it like right away, and that like,
I could. I mean,
Yeah.
our focus is to,
Target now.
target now and get some of our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders who, Miss Hitches works with students who are generally like right, maybe below proficiency or, have that ability to meet proficiency. So some of these programs like this, supplementary programs, can benefit.
So would you just be looking to like supplement some of the costs? Because if you do the all subjects, that's like $160 or $360
yeah.
that you'd be looking at.
Mhm.
So you could put 175 toward it.
Right. I was,
So
Yeah,
Because I was gonna say for the remainder of the year, it would just be the $90.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
yeah. So if you did, let's see,
April, it really would just be April and May.
Yeah, 60, April, May, you're right, because March is now.
yeah, I need 10. So.
So the only question I have about this Hitches, right, is I haven't used Moby Max in a little while. The only question I have is that, like, if we do approve this, I just want, like, everybody to know, we just have to, because every time we buy a program with district funds or school funds, it just has to be an approved, like, software or hardware, like, software list, right, like an approved list.
If it's district approved.
Yeah, I just want,
I've used it before.
I know it used to be. I just want to triple check before we buy something, because if we try to, and it's not on that list, then they straight up just won't let us do it. So,
the other thing too is if you can not pay for the summer months, then your cost is down to 180, and so your
But
grant could cover that for the rest of this year and for the calendar year, closing out the calendar year.
We can definitely use it as well for summer school, which is another,
So then
good
okay.
that's another option.
Hitches.
Can I be removed from the meeting? I have another meeting.
Yeah, let me ask you one last clarifying question. So what is $29 or what the monthly,
All subjects.
how many licenses is it? Like how many kids can you use of it?
Up to 150 is something.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's good. Well, Hitches has a meeting, so what kind of questions do we have about the program? Do we have any clarified questions? Do we feel good or not
I
feel
mean,
good?
we can click into the program if you want to see it more in depth, into the link. And it has like a little, it's like a minute. Okay, just go to mobymax.com. Go down. No.
I think this one is pending. One, if it's on that list that we can invest in. And then 2, how many months we would actually be needing to invest in it.
Yeah.
So if it is just the 2 months for the rest of the year, then
The question I would ask is
Do you want to see this or not?
I would just have a question. I don't know, like I personally just don't know a lot about Movie Max. I know of it, but like the efficacy, right? Like the data to support, like does it show, is it a high yield strategy? Like does it yield results? And
It has for me in the past.
yeah,
I mean, it pinpoints and knows where your progress, adaptive learning style, so it goes by their level. So you can see where they're missing those skills.
okay.
I guess we would have to.
Are the skills transferable to outside the program? So my question is really, are the kids learning how to play the game, or are they learning the
It's-
skills to transfer
Oh,
to
no,
other?
you're learning the skill, you have fluency facts, I mean, they're learning it, there's games, there's,
Right, what I guess my question is, there's a difference between a kid learning how to use a program efficiently and a kid knowing how to take those skills and apply it outside the program. Right, so, a kid can learn how to take a test, but, and be proficient on that test, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the knowledge that is being tested in the test is actually transferable to outside the test.
no, it is transferable,
Okay.
absolutely.
This isn't a me decision, so this is
So I propose 2 courses of action. One, we need to see if we can actually invest in this if it's on that list. So if it's on that list, then we can cross that. But the other thing is, I think we need more detail in terms of how many months we would need to. You'd be planning on investing in it if it is just if we're paying for the rest of the calendar year, that's one thing, or if we're paying for just the school years, then that's another. Each of those come with different costs, so just knowing what the total
It says
request
per
is.
year, but-
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but once we know that, then I think we can weigh in on that.
okay. So is it a motion to table this and this proposal to the next meeting?
Pending on those answers.
Yeah.
Now, with the grant, if in the interim between now and the next meeting, if she finds out that it is investable, and 2, how many months she wants, and she wants to start the subscription and then get reimbursed for her expenses through these funds, can she do that?
Yeah, I would even maybe go a step further if we're able to, if we see that it's on the district approved list and we have clarification like you just said, maybe it's even something that if it's possible that the school can purchase, and it'll almost be like a trial for Miss Hitches for the month, and then we would actually have some tangible data to speak to, that she can speak to at the next meeting, and then say, hey, listen, this is how it's impacted my kids over the last 3.5 weeks.
Okay, so I propose, approving the grant pending, whatever, what the final cost is and what the, if it's vestable.
Okay. Yeah, well, I second that motion.
We can put that to a vote.
Yeah, I think we should.
All in favor, say aye.
Of that motion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Passes.
All right, that was good. That was good.
Thank you, Ms. Hitches.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Betts, as always, thank you for your guidance.
Back up to the front. Community involvement school-wide events have taken place through the month of March. Ms. Cahow has worked diligently to get our new navigators inducted into our Endeavor House system. We did have Field Day led by our fearless leader, Coach Brands, outside the day before spring break occurred. PTA put on an amazing spring festival as opposed to fall festival, which had to be put on hold due to Hurricane Nicole, but it turned out to be a great event. A lot of support from our community and our students out there. And last Friday, 5th grade just went on their field trip to Kennedy Space Center.
And they got to see a rocket launch.
They did get to see a rocket launch
I
real
cannot
live.
believe that. I just heard that the other day.
PTA update that I know Lena and Lauren are not here today, but they did want me to reach out and say thank you everybody so much for all the volunteers that made Spring Festival very successful. Something they wanted to point out is on April 14th, we are having an Endeavor Spirit Night at an Orlando Solar Bears game. There are tiered tickets ranging from $25 to $35. $5 is donated back to Endeavor for every ticket that is purchased, depending on where you are seating. And then some of our navigators will get to go down into the entry tunnel and be able to high five the players as they are coming down onto the ice. So be sure to check that out. PTA has been posting on Class Dojo about that event coming up. I did school-wide involved. I went the wrong way. Sorry. I'm going the wrong way. There we go. What's next? We do have Long Wednesday coming up on April 5th. It is a hurricane makeup day. Book club will be taking place on Friday, April 7th. April 14th, the first graders are going to the Science Center. The week of April 24th through 28th, Endeavor is going to celebrate Teacher Appreciation Week, because Teacher Appreciation Week is actually the following week. But due to testing, statewide testing, we are going to be celebrating here at Endeavor a week early. And at the end of the month, second grade will be going on their field trip to iFly, really pushing in some science and math standards on their field trip. But we could take some time here for stakeholder involvement. Any questions, comments, concerns from the community, from those here in the room or those online?
Yeah, tough crowd. Hey, listen, while people are thinking of questions, I really want to try to get, like, we have 2 meetings left. We do have some really good conversations. But like, there are times when we have 15 people and there's times when we have 7 or 8. So really try to, I'm going to do my best to rally the committee members for the last 2 meetings of the year. Because I do think that, like, man, we talk about, like, man, our goal is to be an A school. And this committee, like this group of people, this process is going to be very important next year. Is I truly believe that we are going to be an A school. And we're going to have some pretty tough conversations about, like, school recognition funds and things like that, right? Where we have a heavy responsibility. Like, school SAC grants are important, but, like, these conversations are going to be important, and they're going to be treacherous, because you talk about giving people money and then giving different categories of people different kind of money, and, like, it's just it's not easy, but, like, we need to be the sounding board for that. So I feel really good about, like, the people that we have here and the conversations we've had. Like, the SAC grant process has been awesome. Like, it's just been, like, the amount of dialogue that we've had, and, like, having, like, Mr. Bench and other community members here just to be like an outside sounding board, like, just to have, like, a different perspective. So but if there are no questions, it's 8:26, so I'm gonna get everybody out of here. I really appreciate everybody being here today. No questions in the chat.
No questions in the chat.
Listen, I do have, like, one bit of just sad news, is that we are gonna start the two-way dual language program next year, but we are gonna start it in kindergarten. We're gonna pivot, and we're not gonna start it in pre-K or in the BBK program as predicted. That was just some guidance from some other people, and it's a decision that we had to make, and it's a decision that we're gonna move forward with. It's not easy, but we are gonna start with kindergarten, and that's the direction that we're heading. So everybody's in the know. All right.
Sounds good.
Okay, guys, have a great day. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I get a motion to close the meeting?
I move to close the meeting.
Yeah. Second. All right, let's get out of here. Have a great day. Thank you for
See you
coming.
all next time. Thank
Man,
you.
when is it? It's almost April. It's Saturday, April 1st.
When is the
Holy
next one?
cats.
So the last one we were trying to plan when.
See you on April 26th.
April 26th.
We're gonna go.
We're gonna have a packed house.
Gotcha.